Luke, you've heard the intro 3 times now. Do you want to do it?
I don't. It's not fair for me to do it. It's your intro.
All right.
Or should we each say one word? Should we each say one word?
No.
No, let's just go. Let's hit the ground running.
3rd time's the charm. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 145th edition of Cinema Effect. I'm Zach, and I'm joined by the ASMR enthusiast, aka Fitzy, aka Liam.
Hello.
We finally got it, and there's a goddamn motorbike revving outside, man. Anyway, we've also got the first of our very 2 special guests here. You may remember him. It's Mr. Andy Lau, aka Andy.
Hello. Hello. I'm very honoured to be back.
That's great. I'm very glad. And we've, of course, also got our resident drug expert, aka the Soul Slayer, Luke.
Say my name.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
He's all over it.
We got Luke on because he's going to tell us all about the effects of cocaine on the bear and on the body and all this sort of stuff. It's going to be great. We're going to go deep, especially compared to the true story.
Oh, yeah.
It was based on a true story. Did you know that? Do you remember that?
Do you know what they called the bear?
No. Like it had a name?
They called it Pablo Escobar.
Oh, yeah. I did say that. Yeah. Pablo Escobar.
Cokie the bear.
Are you being for real, or is it?
I'm being dead serious. If you go onto Wikipedia, type in cocaine bear brackets bear, you see the true story. They've actually named it.
This is no laughing matter.
Oh,
No.
This is serious stuff.
In long memory of Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Cocaine Bear. Whoa. Which opened in the US on February 23rd, 2023. It was directed by Elizabeth Banks, Andy's favourite filmmaker. It was a comedy thriller. And the synopsis says, an oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge on a Georgia forest where a huge black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting, you guessed it, cocaine. I added the you guessed it part, just so you know. Alrighty. We also had the experience of seeing this together in the cinema, which was fun, wasn't it? Andy had a great time. I know he did. No doubt. Andy, what did you think of Cocaine Bear as he stands up for some reason?
To take out my charger, the other laptop that probably broke down like 3 times or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
You feel free to keep speaking because you sound great.
Anyway, what I thought about Cocaine Bear, I think I would like to stress about my initial thoughts of coming into this film. Like, there is no way that Elizabeth Banks is a great director. I think that's just unfair to say because her type of films are different to the other type of films made by like actresses turned directors like Angelina Jolie, Greta Gerwig, and all that stuff. So I think it's just a bit unfair to compare Elizabeth Banks to those.
Andy, is this going down a particular path? This stream of consciousness?
Potentially.
Oh God.
So when I was approached to do Cocaine Bear, I just thought, oh great, Elizabeth Banks film. I'm a big fan of her on-screen work. She's got no excuse for Cocaine Bear. Everyone's going to go see it. So I thought, yeah, you know what? I think we're all attracted to this idea of Cocaine Bear. It looks pretty fun. So, we all went and watched it. I thought it was just all right. It just felt like a generic comedy. And I think there's not going to be a lot to talk about besides the funny scenes. Not many jokes landed for me, I must say. It doesn't flow well as a comedy because there's some weird-ass Infernal Affairs-esque plot going on with the female cop and that son who turned over his dad. I think that just ruined it for me, that sort of drama that was going on. It just did not fit in with the rest of the film. But other than that, I think it was okay. I didn't like it. I think the most satisfying part of the film was when Liam found his phone next to Zach's chair. So
yeah, that was my most satisfying part.
Yeah, I think that was the only time I found the film to be very satisfying. Other than that,
gotcha. That's fair enough.
I feel
like you said there's not much to talk about. I feel like you've disproven yourself, Andy, quite quickly. Liam, for you, how much were you stressing about your phone? Like, you weren't sitting there for like 40 minutes wondering where your phone was, and then like it just, you know what I mean? Like, how concerned about you were you in the build up to just asking if I knew where the phone was?
Well, I really didn't think it would be on the chairs because I totally forgot that we moved chairs. You know,
Yeah.
so that wasn't like a consideration. And then when Andy said, "Oh, Zach," I was like, I didn't even think why. And then when I realized, I was like, "Oh yeah, it might that just might be it." You know.
Yeah.
I thought I'd lost in the bathroom or something, so I was concerned, but I didn't think of asking
Yeah.
you that I forgot about the moving.
Do you
But
remember what part of the movie you asked?
I don't know. I think I figured it out like halfway through or something. But it was weighing on my mind. But
Yeah.
regardless of that, I didn't like the movie. The movie was pretty horrible.
It's ass. It is just ass.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't funny to me. The funniest part was
There was no. Yeah.
the guy that was laughing really loudly in the movie.
In front of us, yeah.
That was hilarious. Like that moment when he laughed and the whole cinema just shook. That was amazing.
It really was.
The closest thing the movie came to funny was when the lady speaks into the stethoscope. But other than that, all the other comedy is like bad, like SNL, like bad skit kind of comedy that I don't enjoy really. But yeah, feel free to enjoy it, but I didn't.
Wait, so Liam, did you get up? Did you leave to look for your phone? Is that why you got up?
Yeah.
Oh, you left?
Right.
I got locked out of the cinema.
He didn't see the rainy guy get eaten by the bear.
I got locked out of the cinema because I left. I went to my car. I was like, oh, it's probably my car, and then I couldn't get back in. Like a minute, and then she let me in. The doors were locked.
The doors were locked. Yeah.
Well, hang on. So, really? That's weird, right? That people go to the toilet all the time.
No, he left the cinema.
Yeah, I understand. Oh, you mean the front doors to the building?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He left.
yeah,
He left.
Oh,
He went to his
shit!
car.
I see.
Like the sliding door was locked. Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Oh wow, that's an adventure. Did you get a? Oh, well, I was going to ask Luke to fill Fitzy in on the scene he missed, but clearly Luke didn't even know he left. But Liam did miss like probably like one of the two most violent scenes in the movie, right? Like of the Elizabeth Banks going out there trying to direct some crazy action stuff.
Yeah, she was like fucking Michael Mann right there. I think Liam missed out on the. I think he missed out on the Ranger guy, the glasses getting eaten, but I think he just came back in time for the hospital, the ambulance.
He didn't get
Scene.
There was the Ranger guy with glasses.
Yeah, Modern Family Man.
He didn't have glasses. He had a mustache. The dude, he didn't have glasses. No.
I could have sworn he had glasses.
The Ranger dude who had glasses was the dude from Game of Thrones at the start of the film.
I think I missed the guy with the blonde hair, like the bear getting like chasing up the tree that was in the trailers. Like
that's the that's the Modern Family guy. Yeah,
wait, that wasn't Ranger hair.
He wasn't redhead.
No, he was blonde.
He's redhead in Modern Family, but not in this movie.
Oh yeah,
the redhead was the.
I know the guy.
The guy that came later, who had the girlfriend at the start.
Yeah.
I was just getting confused because he's from Modern Family, so I assumed he was Ranger. I didn't look his hair at that time. My mistake.
You missed the sensational scene where the bear climbed the tree and ate this man.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then there was that scene where was he the one that got covered cocaine all on his face as well when he was crawling through the bushes?
Yes. Yeah, that was him.
How much cocaine do you reckon he got up his nose there in that little moment?
Well, that's a good question. A lot. Well, see. And this is a problem that I had with the film, so I suppose we'd best discuss it now.
Did you guys enjoy the film? You too?
Well, I think we'll get there.
Go for it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, like
we're off the rails.
And this is also something that was mentioned in your introduction, Zach. I'm assuming you were reading from IMDb when you were getting the plot synopsis.
Yes.
Yeah.
As always.
A murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. The bear unintentionally ingested. The bear was actively seeking cocaine throughout this entire movie, but it was doing it inconsistently. Like it would detect a minute amount of cocaine in one spot, but then when it didn't need to, from Elizabeth Banks' perspective, it didn't. Like when it rocked up to that pavilion later, when the dude's standing on the roof with a bag of cocaine, it doesn't smell that there's cocaine there. But it's like, it's a bear. It could smell the cocaine there. You can't just be like, oh, it was wrapped up in plastic. Like, it could smell it. And if it could smell like such a minute amount that was on the guy in the tree, yeah.
Its cocaine radar was a bit off there.
It was off. Its Kadar was off. Yeah.
Does cocaine have a strong smell though? It doesn't feel like it's something that would have a strong smell.
It should.
It does. I mean,
Tell me going on, Luke. Thank you so much.
It does a little bit because I mean it's carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. So it's the same stuff that makes caffeine. So it's just in terms of its molecular structure, it's a little bit different. It does have a smell to it. I think it's more of a musk though. It's more of a musk smell.
Either way though, the bear does smell it at times and not at other times.
I mean, the director specifically chooses to zoom up on a CGI invisible bear and showing it sort of opening its eyes, and so it does have the capacity to smell it. Yeah.
What did you think of the film overall? Where does it sit on your enjoyment scale, though, Luke?
I sort of went into the film expecting it to be this, so I wasn't let down in any sense. Although, having said that, I wish there was more Cocaine Bear in the film called Cocaine Bear. Like, you see it at the start, and then we spend 30 minutes introducing all the characters. It's like, I don't care about the characters. I care about the Cocaine Bear. And some of it was mid. It's a mid movie. Like, I think no one could sensibly rate this a 10 out of 10. But the difference is the experience. And I think I was saying to you guys as we were leaving the theater, this movie would not be fun if we had not all gone to see this together and that dude in front of us was not there. Like, if we were at home watching this, on a random Wednesday night or something, this would just be like the worst movie ever. But it was sort of fun because we were all there.
Yeah.
So in terms of like enjoyment, I enjoyed it, but it was not a good movie. So there's a distinction between enjoying it and then acknowledging the quality of the film.
I think I agree with Luke there. Yeah, I agree with Luke. Like, watching with you guys does sort of compensate the fact that the film isn't entirely terrible. But if you were at home, you'd fucking turn it off after the first 10 minutes because that's how. And I
think that's the point. Like, this kind of movie, we're meant to laugh at it. We're not meant to laugh with it. Like, the whole concept is ridiculous. So we're acknowledging already that this film is, silly. And then the whole, like, the characters themselves are silly. The editing is silly. It's like, it's meant to be a silly movie. And so I think we're meant to watch it. And so I think people who went into this movie expecting anything competent, they're not, I feel like they're misunderstanding the point of watching this movie. The point of watching this movie is to laugh at it, I think. It's not to actually, it's to enjoy making fun of it. This is just like, this film is asking us to be bullies. This film is asking us to gather together in a crowd and point and laugh at this one thing for an hour and 20 minutes or however long it is.
I mean,
and that's the power of cinema.
Exactly.
Power of cinema. Yeah. How much did you guys laugh at it though? Like, be honest. Like.
Well, I scared Lockie, so I laughed a lot. There was a part when it's when the main protagonist was hiding behind the tree, and it was that horror trope of looking to the left and looking to the right. So Liam, you probably missed this, but it was really quiet, and it was really, the music was building up, and then I just grabbed Lockie's shoulder, and then he just jumped and squealed in the theater. So that was fun.
Yeah, the theatrical experience was important, and also, I like what you bring up about expectations. I didn't watch the trailer, had no expectations. I don't know. So it sounded like a dumb movie, and that's exactly what it was. This movie was so stupid. It's also generic, but I was entertained a fair bit of the time, to be honest. I'm sure you guys heard me laughing.
Yeah.
At multiple occasions. So, I enjoyed a fair bit of it for what it was. I also had to pee for the whole last third of it, so maybe it would be one less point. Maybe it'd be one less point down if I didn't. You know what I mean?
And that waterfall would have just sent you over the edge,
It really did. I was conscious of that, no doubt. Like, wow, the third act of this film has to be at a waterfall right now. Yeah. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying that.
So did you or did you not go out of the theatre to take a piss?
I did not. No, I just waited to the end.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. It was a new experience for me because I'm not used to having a soft drink in the theatre. I should have expected it. Yeah. Couldn't have gone. Thank God the runtime was very accessible.
very
90
short,
minutes
yeah.
we were talking. Very, very much enjoyed that for the fact that if it had been any longer, we would have had an issue. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And you don't have to raise your hand every single time. It's okay.
Thank you.
It's
So
okay.
is that why you asked me if you're wondering if you should have a soft drink or not right before the movie started? Like, you asked me that question, I was like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I also just wanted some positive affirmation that that the fact I'm having a soft drink.
I should have said no, because I remember taking a piss during the Fablemans because I had the soft drink.
Right. So you didn't appropriately learn and apply that knowledge to me
To you.
after I was asking for your opinion, and you didn't really consider all the options, consider your own experience to give me a valid answer. You just sort of went, oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't warn you. Yeah.
Wow.
That's just my bad, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It really is your bad.
I can see why Liam's popcorn or soft drink is like half eaten or half drunken, because he doesn't go for that much, I don't think. I might be talking smack about Liam, but
You're calling out Fitzy here for his drinking and eating habits.
That's a different.
he didn't drink my vanilla Coke, and he didn't eat much of his popcorn. So
Yeah.
So hang on. So wait, Liam, you don't like vanilla Coke, correct?
Yeah,
He's like
I really like it. Yeah.
He's like
why didn't he purchase it for you?
As a joke, I guess, or maybe he thought my hate was exaggerated.
Oh, it was an effort for him to maybe come around on vanilla Coke.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, why did you, Andy?
I should have just got like the fucking Coke, the other Coke, and then tape it over the vanilla Coke.
I mean, I don't understand why you didn't offer the vanilla Coke to me, but that's fine.
It wasn't your birthday though. It wasn't your birthday though, Luke. It was Liam's.
No, it wasn't.
Like a few days after. It's like an early
birthday week.
Anyway, Zach, finish your thoughts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, tread around this point. We don't want to dox Liam's birthday.
Oh no, mate. I've got no further point. What was the moment when this guy laughed that we all very much enjoyed? Also, of course, huge shout out to Lockie. He'll never hear this, for cracking me up at constantly getting jump scared. Very enjoyable. But this particular man sitting in front of one row in front of us, sort of to our left over there, this larger man. What was the exact moment where he cracked? Was it, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, was it when the bear was coming out of the shadows in the cabin? Does that sound right?
Oh, I think it might have been when the guy was closing the door, maybe.
There were just so many times.
Yeah, when the bear was coming out, like the same scene.
Oh, yeah. When the bear was coming out. Yeah.
And then he was like closing the door, trying to like obscure the vision or whatever.
Yes.
And then he just cracked it, I think.
So this guy. So this was the only noticeable thing for me on my side of this guy, like really losing it. So he just laughs extremely loudly, like the only person in the whole theater, and then that sort of causes the awkward thing where everyone else starts laughing, but we're laughing at him. We're not laughing at what's happening.
Yeah,
and it comes like, I'm sure he probably didn't know the difference, but so. Sounds mean-spirited, but it was funny. So hang on, but Luke, did you notice him more?
Yeah.
Was he laughing?
I was like right behind him. He laughed and chuckled at like everything. Like when the kids did cocaine off of the knife, when like when the bear like lay down on the dude, like and like when the police detective was on top of the thing trying to get down, and he's going like
I was like, that was
looking
hilarious.
left and right. He was like pissing his pants, and I think that's why Lockie laughed at that so much, because I think he was closer than you to the guy. Oh, because he was right. He was just to my
a little
right.
bit. Yeah.
So he could hear it much better. Yeah,
that's
so the film's not funny. The film is not funny. He's funny.
He's funny. Yeah,
he was funny. Yeah. Good for him, man. He was loving cocaine there,
Yeah,
I was having a blast.
Respect to the man who loved
it was the best cinematic experience he's had in years.
He understood the assignment. He was like, I know exactly what kind of movie I'm going in to watch. I think he went in with his mates, didn't he?
I think there was. I think yeah,
and they were. He went with 3 of his mates, and they were sitting 1 seat apart from each other.
But why?
So they actually had like a seat between them, and they were all going to see this movie together.
God,
so instead of sitting right next to each other, they went like 2 seats across.
Bro, if only we had that, like 7 people, 6 people spaced out.
Just take the whole row.
Just take the whole fucking row. Yeah, exactly.
Did he like smell or something? Like what?
No, they just had like their bags and stuff in between them. I think it's just how they approach movies. I think they just go to movies with the space in between.
We should do that.
Yeah, should we consider this?
I mean,
let's try it out for
that's pretty weird.
For John Wick 4 some shit, you know.
In terms of comedy in the film, I want to ask favorite parts that made us laugh the most. For me, I mean there are a few for sure, but my favorite was definitely the lieutenant man, the detective man, standing on the roof going, dude, that's sort of just awkward humor shit where it's just like, I'm in this situation because, like, how did he even get up? Like, the best part was actually the fact,
from a tree.
The fact that he jumped from a tree. It's like, what the fuck? No, you didn't. So the fact that he's just up here now magically, and he's just like, how do I get down? Yeah, it's so stupid. I was a big fan of that. That
was funny. Sure. Yeah.
Luke, did you have a standout humorous moment or even a few?
Yeah, I think when the bear was chasing the ambulance, because I just looked at that and like it was like that stupid slow-mo shot of the bear jumping and, you know, in midair with its paws out, and I was like, oh, this is just so funny. I like that bit. Yeah, that's a good one. That's probably my favorite. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Like my favorite moments were when it wasn't horror, when it was like proper comedy. Like, cause like that's what's so strange about a movie like this is that it's a comedy thriller. So some parts are meant to be funny and other parts are meant to be suspenseful. But then the suspense is just destroyed because it's a bear on cocaine. It's like, it's such a strange sort of viewing. Yeah.
No, I actually totally agree with that because this movie, it's in this weird place where I don't think it quite knows what it wants to be honest. What it ends up being, I find fairly entertaining for what it is, but it's like, I feel like it needs to either commit to being a generic monster story with over-the-top violence, you know, and including the human subplot characters like all these, you know, like Jaws and all these other, whatever you want to say, millions of other movies have done, you know, and sort of lean more into the bear is the villain for the humans and go with over-the-top kills and things like that. Like, and it has that, and that does play into some of the comedy too, and I definitely enjoy some of the over-the-top violence. But at the same time, it tries to have it both ways, I feel like, where it's just like there's also just plenty of like stuff that's too lighthearted and stuff that's too, even I would argue, uplifting with some of the family stuff with, you know, like trying to create like some sort of Spielberg family plot here. And I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it needs to just pick a lane.
I think the ambulance characters are like the perfect personification of that because at the start, it's horror. These two ambulances go to a cabin. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They push in the door. There's dead bodies everywhere. They're going, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? And then she, you know, puts her mouth to the stethoscope and goes, bear, which is just a bit like, what? Okay. But then they do a massive chase scene with a bear chasing after an ambulance and jumping into it. And it's like, and then she's trying to shoot it and she's like, get out of the way, you idiot. I'm trying to shoot the bear. And it's like, you just jumped from suspense horror to insane comedy. It's like, it just couldn't make up its mind.
No, that is true. I mean, that's the stuff I found. I did find that funny though. Like earlier in the film when the guy stepped in her way and got shot in the head, that made me laugh quite a bit. And the fact that then later, like, they set it up again where she's like, move out of the way. And it's like, are you serious? You're going to actually try and do this again after you just killed this man the first time. Yeah. So I found that funny in itself. My favorite over-the-top, violent, hilarious moment, though, no doubt, was when that woman face-planted in the hospital bed on the road.
and scraped along the road.
That was the best piece of gore I've ever seen, though, throughout the film, other than that. The other kills weren't as gory.
No, they weren't. Yeah, it was gnarly for sure. It was just, that's the kind of crazy, like, over the top shit that I'm just into. I'm just like, I'm always going to be here and just laugh at that and have a good time. But what I'm more speaking to is the fact that then we have that, and then we have to cut back to Kerry Russell walking through the forest, and then we cut to, and like O'Shea Jackson and Alden Ehrenreich are out there like wandering around with this guy for like having some sort of heart-to-heart conversation for like 20 minutes. I'm like, are we the bear monster movie or not? You know what I mean?
That whole plot line of like the dead girlfriend or the dead wife, It's like, what the hell is this doing in this movie?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's just
exactly.
It is just totally inconsistent. Like for someone with Elizabeth Banks filming IQ, you probably expect that to happen. Like she's got no fucking idea what she wants. I think it's on the script writers though for scripting out these scenes. Like why are there dramatic moments? Why are there that? Like when you watch other comedies like 21 Jump Street, they do it correctly, sort of, and we sort of like in that aspect. A lot of comedies, mainstream comedies, do this very well, but when it comes to Cocaine Bear, I would have wanted to be like a cult film, like a sort of film where it's just all violence, no family drama needed, no consideration for the lost lives. It's just like pure on cult film where it's just all horror and all murders with a bit of humor as well. But
sure,
yeah.
Fitzy, do you have any standout, whether take it how you will, but whether stuff you didn't find the film funny, moments that, or subplots, or just choices the film makes to focus on something where you found it either, I don't know, maybe something that was like, oh, that's actually pretty decent, or stuff that's like in particular, like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, well, I don't know. The closest thing is the best part of the film is probably like what you said earlier with the at the gazebo, because at that point it's just like it's just like confusing dialogue, and like it's I don't know, very like it's very situationally like funny, kind of like just people confuse each other pointing guns, and like that kind of thing is kind of where the movie is the best, I guess, just being being about the plot of the Cocaine Bear and just being kind of stupid, I guess,
and random, right?
Yeah. But yeah, the tonally inconsistent parts, it did feel a bit like the fact that they're meshing all these genres together, like thriller, horror, family drama, and not taking any of them seriously, kind of feels like a parody movie kind of thing where they mock those genres in themselves, And I just don't like that kind of thing, especially when I don't even know if it feels like intentional, Like I can't really tell. And so it ends up just extremely like messy. Yeah.
That's totally true. The whole last 15 minutes was definitely the weakest part of the film for me. I just that speaks to exactly what you're saying, where like the whole time prior to that, I could sort of argue that it's intentional and you're not meant to take it seriously up until that point. Like, where the kids run off, but then they go and like eat cocaine. So then there's like, oh, there's a bit of weird levity there that's sort of, you could argue is just sort of a bit silly, and they're aware of that. But then when we get to the waterfall, and it's this big like Ray Liotta's pointing the gun at them, and it's like, this big moment of like this revelation of, we're not going to listen to you anymore. We're going to save the bear cubs.
Like, did the bad guy throw the shotgun at the mum so that she could point the shotgun at him? Or was the main guy throwing the shotgun at his son, and he like moved to the side and was like, I don't want the shotgun, and then the mum grabbed it?
Wait, did Kerry Russell grab a shotgun?
She had the shotgun at the end of the movie, and she was pointing it at Ray Liotta, and she was like, I'm taking my kids home. And it's like, the only reason she was given the shotgun is because Ray Liotta threw it. It's like, why the hell did you give the person you're in opposition with a shotgun?
I guess he was throwing it to his son.
Well, it was not clear, because then he just sort of like, he literally just like turns to his side, leans over, and the shotgun goes past him, and then she catches it. So it's like, it was so strange.
That is strange.
Yeah, that was weird. I almost forgot. You go.
Oh, and then just, speaking to that whole scene meant to be this climactic moment, and then the resolution of it meant to be, I guess it's meant to be this sort of cathartic thing of like, oh, the family's safe, and oh wow, Alden Ehrenreich's out from under the thumb of his father. How great's that? It's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, why is this in this movie? Why? I don't care. It's as simple as that.
At the end, when they jump over the waterfall, and it's revealed that Ice Cube's son got shot, Lockie next to me was like, "Oh, it's okay. The mum's a nurse." And then the kid in the movie screams
So,
out, "It's okay. She's a nurse."
Yeah, that's true. That did happen. Oh my god.
For real?
Yeah. Dude, Lockie, we didn't realize he had an inner screenwriter in him. It's crazy.
Screen.
I
So
never
predictable. It's so
understood that.
predictable. It clearly shows how predictable the film is. If someone like Lockie can actually guess what's happening
Yeah.
next.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Anyway,
Guys, by the way, this episode is totally going to be uncut, just so you know.
I almost forgot there were 2 cubs in this film as well.
Oh, yeah, the Cubs were there. Yeah.
Yeah, the cubs were there. Like the way they saw their cocaine mama bear fall down, it was like watching Mufasa die. That's
I got real Mufasa vibes when I saw that waterfall. I was like, "Oh, Sherlock Holmes," and then I was like, when the bear was like crawling at the end, I'm like, "Oh, this is just the Lion King."
Pretty
Just
much.
as tragic, man.
I think it goes without saying that, but that bear should be dead. I feel like I need to point that out. Do you want me to tell you what actually happened to the bear?
Yeah, you say it.
Yeah. So, in 1985, cocaine gets thrown into the forest, and then they find the bear, and inside the bear is 75 pounds, which is 34 kilograms of cocaine, which was 200 million, and then to adjust for inflation, it's 55.6 million now. But when they did the tox screen on the bear, it only had 3 to 4 grams in its bloodstream.
Whoa.
So it's like it had 35 kilograms of cocaine inside it because it just ate the packaging. But then only like 3 to 4 grams was absorbed into the bloodstream. So it's like
so you're saying that was the amount that killed it?
Yeah, it just died.
From wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's I think the whole joke, and I think it's even credited in Letterboxd or maybe in the trivia for IMDb. The whole joke of this was like the bear died, but then there's like a Reddit post or something where someone says, but for 5 minutes, this would have been like the most high level apex predator in the world, a bear on cocaine.
Apex predator.
But unfortunately, bears are quite good at hibernating, and so in terms of their tox screen and their blood reports, if it had 3 to 4 grams in it, it probably had 3 to 4 grams in its bloodstream for a really long time. So it pretty much died straight away from just ingesting the cocaine and not being able to digest
Isn't when grams are in the bloodstream, that's a lot, isn't it? Because you still said it ingested 35.
Yeah, 35 kilograms, but then 3 to 4 grams. So relative to the amount of cocaine it ate, it's not a lot. But that amount in the bloodstream is a lot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Andy.
I just want to ask Luke, did you also read the part where it was in the actual film where in the opening scene was the guy inside the plane trying to jump off the airplane. Was that also real as well, where he dropped the drugs?
That was real. Yeah, he was an ex-police officer who became a drug. I've got his name somewhere.
Andrew something.
I can't be bothered finding it. It is Andrew C. Thornton II. Yeah.
Okay.
He was a police department narcotics officer turned drug smuggler.
So that was the only biopic thing about the entire film before it just starts off.
Yeah, that was real. Dropping the cocaine in the forest was real. The bear eating the cocaine was real. Everything else after that is not real.
Gotcha.
Which is disappointing.
Let me take over right there.
So
I've got some trivia. No rampage by the bear actually happened, believe it or not. In fact, no attacks by the bear were recorded at all. Rather, this was inspired by Reddit posts recounting of the story, in which they conclude there was probably this is such a Reddit comment, by the way. There was probably a 5-minute window before he died where he was the most dangerous apex predator on the continent. So the film's like, all right, well, let's do that.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Andy, Lockie and I were taking bets beforehand about if the bear was going to live. Did you expect this bear to live, and were you surprised?
Honestly, I thought, based on the family drama thing, I knew it was going to live because it is just that cliche ridden the entire film. So I wasn't really surprised when the bear lived at the end. And
okay,
yeah. I mean, in real life, it definitely died after a few seconds. But you got to respect the bear at some point and try to have it live. So
well, I guess in that sense, I don't know. Okay, well, hang on. What about this? Around the room, Fitzy, who's the villain of this movie?
I'd argue Ray Liotta's the villain, right?
Luke.
Yeah, Ray Liotta.
Andy.
the guy who threw cocaine down from the aeroplane.
It's a solid answer. Yeah, I would agree with your answers. So I think the film, like, clearly by having the bear live, that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like trope-wise, in terms of the kind of film it is, the bear would die.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
But then it ends up being like the bear was sympathetic to the bear at the end. That's the whole idea. You see its cubs, and it's you're glad it lived.
Yeah, I think if we never saw the cubs, the bear should have died.
Oh,
right.
I think if it was just like a male bear, and they didn't do this like mother aspect to it, and it was just like a rampaging bear, it should have died, because that would have been the thing. Like the mum would have killed the bear to save her kids, but then they reveal that the bear is a female bear, and so I was like, oh well, you sort of now they're doing like the bear's protecting its cubs, the mum is protecting those two kids, so it's like okay, they can't be in conflict because they have the same goal. It's like you can't say, like, if the mum had killed the bear in that context, then it's like, well, the mum killed the bear who was protecting her cubs because the mum was protecting her kids. And it's like they're doing the exact same thing. There needs to be something else there. So that's why the bear lived, which is unfortunate. They should have killed the bear.
They should have killed the bear even with the cubs.
They should have slit that bear's throat.
Whoa.
The animal rights people coming right at you, Luke.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Hey, should I keep going? Should I get them on board? You know that little dog at the end?
Wait, dog? I can't. Oh yeah, the puppy. Yeah. Was it a puppy? It was a puppy. Wasn't it?
I don't think it was a puppy. I think it's just a small dog.
It was just a small type of dog.
Small dog.
It was like a football-sized dog. You could kick that. It's like your dog's in your room right now, isn't it?
Oh my god! I'm not.
Is it the same type of dog?
I'm not going any further down this road. No, I mean, I just feel like Elizabeth Banks. She's made it clear through her narrative choices to Luke's dismay in this film that she's very much on my side when it comes to the classic film Jaws, and that is the fact that the humans suck, and she's on a mission to prove it. You know what I mean? The animal should not be the villain, should not die.
But then why have the kids lost in the forest, though? Like, I would agree with that sentiment if that whole, like, wife story or the mum and her kids wasn't there. If it was just the park rangers and just the cocaine smugglers, then yeah, because they're the enemy. They're the cocaine smugglers, so they're breaking the law, for instance. So the audience is supposed to receive them as villains. And then they're attacking a bear. And it's like, okay, it's just a bear. They're attacking it. But then when you learn it's a mother, you go, oh, the mother is doing this for a reason because the mother's just protecting her cubs. So then the audience becomes super sympathetic for the bear. But then it's like, why did the bear kidnap the daughter if they're supposed to be both good guys? It's like,
so are we meant to think the bear did kidnap? Like the bear did, the daughter?
Yeah, but didn't kill it. Didn't kill her. So it's like, is that because she was a mother and she didn't want to kill the little kids? But it's like, well, I don't know about that. That seems like it's putting too much emphasis on the humanity of a bear.
How did she carry the girl? Did she have the girl in her mouth?
Probably.
Yeah.
They walked for like 8 hours.
Do you know what else doesn't make sense? Yeah. The fact that the kid was dropping things and like dropping paint on the floor. It's like she painted an arrow on the floor. How do you do that when you're being carried by a bear towards a cave?
They had a lunch break.
They had a lunch break.
They had a pit stop.
It's like, all right, guys, recess for 10 minutes. Meet me back by this tree. Have an explore.
I've got some more trivia here. Cocaine Bear was intended to be a temporary working title. The producers decided to release it under that name as they, quote, couldn't think of anything else.
Yep.
I would agree with that.
Fair
I would
enough.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable title.
Anyone care to come up with an alternative title?
Oh, you should have asked this before we started recording. I would have figured out something fantastic.
Luke,
it's never too late. You can think about it. I'll let you sit on it.
Cartel Bears? No.
Cartel Bears.
Cartel Bear or Bears.
Cartel Bear. It's not bad.
Bear face. How about that?
I like that a lot. That's good. That's really good. This was Ray Liotta's final completed film role before his passing on May 26, 2022. Did he pass that long ago? I feel like it was only a few months ago. Wow.
No, it was pretty long.
Liotta died a week after he came to re-record his lines in post-production. Elizabeth Banks said that Liotta praised the look of the bear once he got a look at it. That must be fun going in again to see the bear for the first time after you've
That's
acted
a
against
lie.
nothing.
That's a lie right there.
That he praised the look of it. Is that what you meant?
Yeah. There's no way.
Oh.
I don't know.
Anyway, shout out to Ray Liotta. This film was, of course, dedicated to him, and I don't know. It was good in the film for the role it was. You know, you can argue the role was kind of weird where it was. You know what I mean? But like, I've just got to say that the whole cast, this cast is stacked. Why is this cast so stacked?
Stacked?
Does this movie deserve such a stacked cast? Oh, don't you think? I think
Wait,
I would say.
stacked?
No,
I
it doesn't
would say
deserve it.
that-
Not for the film that it is. No.
But would you argue it's stacked? I would say it's stacked. Personally,
It's like
Uh,
mid-tier stacked to me.
Yeah, I would say it's stacked.
It's
okay.
like
Come
it's stacked for like film goers, but not for general public. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, there's a difference
fair
between
enough.
like saying something like Brad Pitt and Hugh Jackman, names that everyone knows. Like, no
Mhm.
one knows the name of the dude from Modern Family, but they know the dude from Modern Family because he's from Modern Family.
okay.
So it's like it's stacked where you watch and go, oh, I know that. I've seen that guy before. I've seen that girl before.
Yeah.
But then it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know their name. I just know the sort of character they played in another thing. So it's mid-stacked. It's mid-stacked.
We need a
I
new
don't- yeah.
we need a new synonym maybe. Mid stacked. Yeah, that gets the point across.
Mid
Yeah.
stacked. I think I only know Ray Liotta and what's her face, Kerry Russell and the Modern Family guy, but I don't know anyone else. Like I had no idea that guy was 50 Cent's son.
Ice Cube.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I think.
Not 50 Cent. Ice Cube.
Yeah, I'm getting my rappers wrong. Shit,
Yeah.
cut it out.
That's
cut
all
it out.
good.
And the dude from Game of Thrones was there.
Who?
Like, so that's what I mean. Like, it's,
Tormund Giantsbane was there, bro.
yeah.
I've
So
never-
it's
I've never
like
watched it.
it's like you don't know his name, but you go, oh, that's the dude from Game of Thrones. Yeah.
But no, I feel like I know pretty much everyone in this movie. I thought it was a very good cast. I don't know.
Well,
Don't
hang
know
on.
why.
How could you
I
know
enjoyed it.
everyone? Isn't this the debut for a certain character?
Who? I don't know, like one of the kids or something, probably.
No, I mean probably the kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, so the guy who was the ambulance guy, I've actually seen him from TikTok because he did like funny
Yeah, I think it might be
TikTok
him.
videos about being like
fuck,
a
really?
retail
TikTok.
worker.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
really?
because I read somewhere in the trivia that that's what it was.
TikTok.
Andy, don't start ranting about TikTok.
We got our
Don't-
TikTok
I feel like
rant
Luke-
replacement.
Luke hates it the most, I swear.
Liam needs to
Not
go to
me.
work. Let's not start that one.
Hey Liam, I have a question for you. I have an important question for you. Okay, where was this film filmed?
When was it filmed?
That's a great question.
Where was this film filmed?
Ireland? Is that what you're asking
Ireland.
me?
Yes,
What?
yes, it was. This film was filmed in Ireland for whatever reason. There you go.
Nice.
Potatoes.
The only main thing we haven't brought up, I would
Wow.
say,
Okay, who said that? Was that Andy?
that was
Oh.
feckin' hell. All right. I would argue the main thing we haven't brought up, this CG bear. This bear was CGI, guys. Did you know that? They didn't cast a real bear.
They didn't
Yeah.
train a bear. They didn't give a bear
No.
cocaine.
They did not. They did not. How do we feel about this CG bear quality wise? How was it holding up?
I didn't like it. It wasn't very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Same page as Liam. I didn't like it either. They should have just got one from Thailand or some shit and trained it for the film.
Circus bear.
I brought this up during the movie, and I think you might remember where I said this bear seems like a dog, and I was like, some of the just behaviors of this bear is a dog. Well, I actually did a little bit of I did some research here. The bear's family
clearly can't
closest
tell much,
relatives are actually dogs.
Whoa.
And male and female bears are known as boars and sows, despite about as closely they're about as closely related to pigs as koalas are to bears, or pandas to cats. The bear's family's closest relatives are actually dogs. So a bear is closer to a dog than any other animal.
Nice. You just knew it intuitively.
Well, no, I looked at it. Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, that's props to the
Research.
CGI department. They knew their stuff, They made the
Yeah.
bear seem like a dog. Yeah.
Bears
their
go woof
references?
woof.
Yeah. The bear barked.
The bear barked.
That's what happens if you read the subtitles.
Yeah, the bear was a bear. Like, given the quality of this movie, it's not like the Reverend Bear, so it's like it's just a bear. Like,
I was just talking. I talked to Zach about that actually on the drive home. I was just asking how does the bear from Cocaine Bear compare to the one in The Revenant?
Oh yeah, no, it rivals it, no doubt.
Rivals it.
No, it certainly does not. I actually thought the bear was decent. I thought it was fine. I thought it was totally acceptable for what this film was. Although I must note also that it was also clear, this is something Jaden brought up too, that they were clearly trying to hide it a lot of times too, like trying to get as many shots as they could without it. Where you get a shot where like there's a limb coming off, or there's a character running desperately and being dragged through somewhere. Like
you don't see the bear.
Hide the bear. Hide the bear. Yeah. Budget. Hide the bear.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was probably my biggest weakness with it overall.
I think there was a scene that I did find funny when the bear collapsed on the white guy.
That annoyed me. That annoyed me. Because it's like it's a female bear. How do you know? The bear's vagina is on my ear. But it didn't even like, it landed like flat on it. It's like it didn't even line up. It was such a dumb line. It didn't line up.
No, what do you mean? If it's if it's torso is like here, right, and he's like slightly, maybe his head slightly tilted this way, he could be on the ear.
It's the bear. The dude's head was on the bear's neck.
No,
they were parallel. They weren't turned around. The bear came from behind, sniffed his head, and then fell forward. It bugged me so much when I saw that. I was like, that's not even right. Oh.
Its vagina would have been like near his ass or on his leg, I guess.
That's why when they were like, it's a female, I actually thought this was going to be the joke. This is what I thought the joke was going to be. It's a female bear. How do you know? Because there's not a bear dick sticking in my ass. I thought that was going to be the line. I was like, I know that. I feel like that's the line this movie is going to say. And then they didn't say it, and I was like, your ear is not in your ass. What the hell's wrong with this guy's biology?
Again, Elizabeth Banks. Excuse of being funny. I don't know why. It's just
it's got to be the CGI people. They didn't think it through. The CGI people were just watching the movie with like the movie was muted, and they were like, "Does the bear need to be in this scene? Yeah, probably. Let's CGI the bear here." They didn't read the lines of dialogue or anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Someone like the producer walks up to Tim's workstation, who's a VFX artist. Like, hey Tim, what are you up to right now? Oh, sorry, I'm in the middle of rendering this way of water scene. The whale. I'm right into it right now. Have you done the cocaine bear thing yet? Oh shit, sorry, no mate, no.
Shit, sorry.
Doesn't in his lunch break on mute.
Yeah,
then comes back.
That's exactly.
Comes
what
back.
happened.
Oh, sorry, James Cameron's knocking at my door. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about. We haven't even talked about those Eshe characters yet.
We don't need to, Luke. We really don't.
They're just there. They're just there.
They were there. All right, let's get to our final verdicts for Cocaine Bear.
We're almost in an hour. What?
Yeah. Who said we couldn't talk about things? Yeah.
Luke, go for it.
This film will be remembered forever as a cinematic masterpiece, despite everything we've just said. Now, this movie is this is a 4. This is like less than mid. But the film is a 4, but the experience was like a 6 because it was fun to be with people to watch it. But I'm giving it a 4. Or maybe I should I'll give it I don't want to give it a 5. 5's too generous, but 5 meets in the middle of my 2 scores. So maybe I'll give it a 4.5.
Can you do
That's
that?
not allowed, but you've given it a 4. Andy, what about
I'll
you?
give it a 4.
4. I was just going to say the exact same rating as Luke. 4 out of 10. I think after a whole hour of discussion, I think I'm able to articulate my thoughts on why I give it a 4. It's just simply not funny. Like the screenplay was a bit awkward. Direction was bullcrap. I think. Yeah.
Would you say that it's unbearable?
No.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, people. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. I'll take my leave. See you later.
I hate these jokes. It's so cringe.
Liam, what about you?
I don't know. What are we thinking? 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
No.
Top 10 biopics of all time.
I mean,
that's what it is.
Biopics, yeah.
2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
Wow.
I don't care.
That's generous.
In a few weeks,
Savage.
I'll
Love it.
It'll be a 2.
This is Elizabeth Banks' best film, though. And, 4 out of 10 is a very generous rating. But Liam going to the extreme, 2 out of 10, that's like...
That's how I roll. Hardcore.
That's how you roll.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wait, if it wasn't for the phone situation, would have you...
It'd probably be a 1 out of 10, because then I'd have to watch more of it. That's the reason I left.
Nice. In 2 weeks, I'll forgot I ever saw this movie, no doubt about it, but I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because that's exactly how it fits in. That's how my rating scale works. 6 out of 10 is like an enjoyable mid-film for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like things I like about it, things I enjoyed about it, enjoyed my viewing, but like, I can't concretely say it's like good. You know what I mean? So that's why 6 out of 10.
So many better mainstream comedies out there that I've seen, so that's why I kind of gave it 4. Luke probably the same. Liam gave it 2 because he fucking hates it, and then Zach, I respect the 6. I respect that 6. So I respect that 6.
I don't know. I didn't personally enjoy this movie any less than like Godzilla vs Kong, for example. You know what I mean?
I enjoyed
How was Godzilla vs Kong though?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
How many films do I have to watch till I get to Godzilla vs Kong?
0.
Zero films.
Just go straight in.
Oh, okay. Let's go straight into it.
I mean, I think I gave Little Women a 6, so I can't exactly give Cocaine Bear a 6. So
nah.
Wow. What are you, James?
I think I gave it a 6 as a joke. I need to adjust it, but I think it's canonically a 6, so maybe I should leave it like that.
Canonically,
you definitely should not adjust it. All right, let's get into.
Do we want to read Jaden's? Or say Jaden's review, or like say Jaden's score
rating. Yeah. I think it was also a 6 out of 10
his
as
score?
well.
Yeah, do we want to talk about
his score? His score was 6.
He gave it a 6.
Yeah,
Jaden gave it a 6.
Okay, we said
Jaden, of course, as always. Regular co-host on the show. If you don't normally listen to CNO Jaden, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
But are you scared? Sorry, I just reacted that way because he scared me that he wrote in a review that I didn't see, but I didn't think so.
Do we want to guess his favorite part?
No, we want to just move on to news chat.
Hey, before we get on to news chat, what do you guys think of this poster right here? I'll brighten it up.
This audio podcast, incredible.
It's a Scarface reference.
Liam, do a Tony Montana impression for us before we get to news chat.
We're good, mate.
Come on, Maine.
Hey,
don't fuck with me, Maine.
Oh, you're better than me. You should do it.
Yeah.
Do a whole sentence. Do
Chico, my eyes, your eyes, Chico.
It's on the eyes.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into news chat. We're going to do a fun thing where I give everyone 30 seconds to talk about these trailers. Fitzy, you're going to kick us off with Yellow Jackets Season 2.
YOLO Jackets. All right, let's go. Season 2.
I didn't mean to say it like that.
Lauren Ambrose is coming. She was in 6 Feet Under, redhead. Wonderful actress. So excited that she's going to be there. Can't wait for more slow-paced but great TV. So, yeah. Let's go.
Excellent. Wow, I only needed 20. I love that. Right. Luke, you're going to tell us all about this the Super Mario Brothers movie final trailer.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that this is going to be the movie of the year, and this trailer just delivers. You get a much better picture of their like Mario Karts. It looks so much fun. There's like it's a much clearer like what this movie is going to be about kind of trailer, and this movie is going to knock it out of the park. Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, Chris Pratt. It's going to be great.
I can't wait.
Charlie Day.
Can't wait, man.
It's gonna be good. And
less than a month, man.
I'm in there for Charlie Day. I'm in it for Luigi.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Luigi's awesome. What about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Mutant Mayhem is what it was called, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looks. I'm not a super TMNT person, but I mean, it looks pretty good. It's giving me like it's a mix between Michael and the Machines and Into the Spider-Verse animation design. Like in terms of like how it looks, it looks a lot like Michael and the Machines.
Mitchell and
the Machines? Oh, wow.
Versus the Machines.
Same. Yeah. It looks fun. I mean, the characters look pretty good. I think it's so funny that I think Seth Rogen made it. Produced it. And I think like Seth Rogen there was a comment, like an interviewer asked him a question, and it's like, would you ever go into the Marvel Cinematic Universe? And he was like, no, I don't really want to make things for kids. And then he's making this. I just think it's so funny.
Sure, that must be a joke answer, right?
I think it must be, because you look at his sort of cinematography, you know.
Well, the trailer says from, what's it say? From
Nickelodeon Studios.
No. When his name comes up, it says from the Forever Teenager. It says something like that. It said the guy the guy who's always a teenager or something.
Yeah.
It said Forever. Yeah. Which was funny.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, man. All right. Now it's time for our highlights of the week.
Hey.
If I may be so bold. Andy, what have you been watching?
Just a little shout to Little Woman, 1933, that I watched 2 nights ago. If you guys are wondering how it compares to Greg Gerwig's, you would say Greg Gerwig's is a lot better. If you know,
I'm shocked.
Just a shout out. Anyway, I recently just finished watching Indiana Jones, the Spielberg, the first 3 films. They're all Spielbergs, right? They're all Spielbergs. Like,
the first 4.
What?
The first 4 are all Spielbergs.
4?
We don't talk about the 4th.
Oh, we don't talk
about
the 4th.
Eddie has not completed this franchise. He thought he did, but he didn't.
We don't talk about the 4th.
Wait, so the 4th one is directed by Spielberg?
Yeah. Even the Crystal Skull, baby. It's a good movie.
Mate, I thought it was directed by some other ordinary Joe.
I used to think that too.
That's Spielberg.
That's what everyone likes to think.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It wasn't the original idea of who Indiana Jones should be.
An aging Harrison Ford. I did. My New Year's resolution was to watch a franchise. So, I mean, it's not Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings I start off with. So, I might switch it up and go to Indiana Jones. You know, Spielberg's first 4 films. First one was phenomenal. Like I gave it 10 out of 10 only because I was like surprised that I haven't seen a great action adventure film in a long time, as Luke is wearing his Indiana Jones hat on camera right now. The second was, Luke, your favorite is the second one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Short Round is just like the best sidekick for like a main protagonist like ever. It's so good.
He is good. He is good. I like Short Round, but
like I think I like the character. I think I probably will need to rewatch them. But Temple of Doom is like, it's my favorite. It's my dad's favorite. It's like, it's got a special place in my heart. So that's why it's my favorite one.
I think it was a lot sillier than I thought compared to the first one. Like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who what was her name? Winnie or some shit, or Willie?
I mean, Willie. Yeah. I suppose
so
you could analyze that though, because the first one was a Catholic symbol, right? It was the Lost Ark.
No, the Lost Ark with the Nazis as the villains.
And so that's sort of like Catholic mythology, whereas the second one was like Hindu or Indian mythology. So like I think in terms of how people view it, I think people are a lot more comfortable with like the Raiders of the Lost Ark because it's Nazis and stuff like that. But then when they sort of go to India, I think some people were sort of taken back by that. I think some people are, I guess. Yeah.
Like the Kalima scene.
Yeah, that sort of like people. I think people don't know if they're allowed to enjoy that. Because it's, I don't know.
I definitely didn't.
Yeah. I thought it was fun.
Understood. The adventure was good, like the action scenes, but like in terms of like the mythology, I didn't really care as much as the first one for some reason. Like, I don't know, the entire film felt silly. Like the opening musical of fucking Willie singing Mandarin, that was like,
was it Mandarin or Cantonese? I thought she was speaking Cantonese. It was Mandarin.
It was Mandarin. Yeah, it was set in Shanghai. It was in Mandarin. I was just like, oh, great! This is how you open a film. I'm just gonna. We'll see how it goes from there. But like overall, like I kind of thought the second one was average, despite it being your favorite, Luke.
Yeah.
So
that scene at the start when he rolls the table and he's hiding behind it. It's classic Indiana Jones.
That was cool. Yeah. The opening scene was cool as well. But I don't know. I just didn't get cooked on by the second one as much as the first one.
It's all right. We'll go see the fifth, and it'll be fantastic. It'll be brilliant.
Look, James Mangold is directing it, isn't it? The fifth one.
I don't know.
He is.
Okay. The third one did redeem it though. I care more about the adventure, the mythology, the landscapes, and the location much more than the second one. I like the third one better. I think I like the first one and the third one because Spielberg is a Jew, and he hates Nazis. I think they come in. Oh, thank you.
Why do you have to word things like that? Like,
sorry.
Oh God,
this is the most awkward hearts of the week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fifth film that's coming out this year.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You sure do. Liam, we need to change our franchise now. Sorry, we just reviewed all of them. I just reviewed them for us.
Oh shit! What?
So, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
was I not meant to talk about it?
Yeah, no, you were banned from. No, yeah, sorry about that.
We need a.
No, it's good. You'll get. It's when you're going to watch the fourth one. It's a good reason to.
I just smoke for no reason. You can just cut this out and then blacklist me from a channel forever.
Oh, I'm definitely cutting it out, but not for that reason. All right.
Next person.
Right. Liam, what have you been watching?
I rewatched Sunshine, which is a sci-fi movie. Danny Boyle, Cillian Murphy, and his crew. They have to drive. They have the spaceship. They have to propel a bomb into the sun to restart it. Because the sun's dying. So Earth is frozen.
Is it a hydrogen bomb?
I can't remember. It's like a weird kind of star bomb. It makes a little star in itself, and then the star goes into the sun. I don't know.
Okay.
You can investigate the physics when you watch it.
I'll investigate the physics later. It sounds very problematic, but I mean,
yeah.
So is a bear doing cocaine.
Science fiction. But
Michelle
Yeoh's in it. Yes, she's very good.
Yes.
But the movie's just awesome. It just looks amazing. It's got some cool deaths. It's got an interesting angle. There's some, I don't know, the sci-fi formula in it is just so satisfying. It doesn't feel too generic or anything. And the cast is awesome. It's just a great film. So,
would you recommend it to me?
Yeah, I recommend it to anyone. I think it's underrated.
100 times better than Interstellar.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen
Oh,
that.
you think it's better than Interstellar?
Ask Liam. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I was saying yes to Andy to his hand.
Oh, right.
What did you have to say? But yes, it is.
So apparently Sunshine and Slumdog Millionaire was both Millionaire were both released in the same year, right? 2007.
Were they?
Wow, really?
Yeah, and then they chose Slumdog Millionaire for Best Picture over fucking Sunshine. How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, I understand that because it's more Oscar-y.
The Oscars are tasteless. Maybe no.
Well, yeah, I don't know. The movie has a weird reputation, and maybe people could see it as messy. I just think it has a lot of cool ideas that. But back to what you were saying earlier. Yes, it is better than Interstellar. 100 times. I'll just leave it at that. No,
you're asking the wrong guy.
No room for argument.
No one's crying.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Nice. Like, what have you been
recently watched Interstellar?
That's why I'm interested to know about Sunshine, because I just watched. It took me 5 years to watch Interstellar. So, but what have I been watching? I have been watching the best TV show I have ever watched in my life. I've been watching Breaking Bad.
How does it feel? How does it feel to be so late, but so rewarded by finally getting to it?
It is. And I was talking to you about this when we went to see Star Wars, when I'm like, I never really got into it. I was sort of iffy. I never found the time. I've committed to finding the time, and I have been rewarded. It is phenomenal. I can't wait until I finish it all so that I can sort of properly talk about it. I'm halfway through season 5. So I've got I think I've got 7 episodes left. I went from season 2 to season 5.5. Or halfway through season 5. It is just and now that I'm sort of into it, I'm sort of watching it for more than just the plot. I'm sort of seeing this. I'm sort of seeing the things that get laid at, and those cold opens at the start. I'm sort of viewing those much more critically and how they reflect with the rest of the episode. And I'm enjoying all these little things. I'm enjoying the story of Walter White and his downfall. It's just so exciting. And I think I've said this to you, and I've probably said it to Jaden. There's a little thing that all these actors do, and it's with their mouth. They sort of like when they're like doing it in either they're thinking or they're doing like an intense scene or something, or they're sort of panicking. They like open their mouth, and then their tongue moves like left and right. It's like
that's why I've always loved Breaking Bad, by the way, just for that.
It's just so funny every time I see it. It's like, oh. And now I'm finally getting to the point where all the memes are making sense. I'm seeing like the context for all these memes that I've been using, and it's like, oh, I'm enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this ends.
So you've watched like 4.5 seasons so far.
Yep.
I don't know. Next time we'll be able to ask you this on the show. So, what do you think of Jesse? Because if I remember correctly,
Jesse,
do you not like Jesse, Zach?
Let's cook.
Do you like? Are you like anti-Jesse? Or is that someone else?
Not me. I don't think. I've seen the entire show.
No, Zach. Do you like?
Are you talking to me? I thought you were talking to Luke.
Zach.
No, it's Zach. Yeah, it's Zach.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like Jesse?
I'm sorry. I like Jesse. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
who's anti-Jesse?
I mean,
yeah, I'm anti-AJ. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what you get thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, it's like Jesse does things that annoy me, but then at the same time, he does these like amazing things that are brilliant. Like it's my all-time favorite thing so far in the series. It's that meme that gets sent around when they go, yeah, hell yeah, baby, come on, and they like high five each other and they go like, yeah, that is just so funny. But then some of the other things he does, but then that's like plot based. So it's like, well, he needs to sort of do these things for the story to continue. So I understand how people would look at that and go, oh, God damn it, you're so annoying, Jesse. You've just done this thing to annoy Walter. But it's like, that's the whole point. Like, you're meant to sort of be invested. Zach, what have you been watching this week?
What did I watch? I watched this film called Noise. It's an Australian film from 2007, and it's friggin' awesome. I highly recommend it. It's I think Jaden talked about it years ago as a highlight, and that's sort of why I added it to my watch list, and it's sort of just been sitting there, and I've gone through a couple of watch list films lately, and I highly recommend this film. I feel like I could like it even more if I were in a different headspace with it, because when I chose to watch it, I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't fully understand. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll Australian film. Oh yeah, I'm sort of just down to watch something new. I'll chuck it on. I didn't expect high level cinema, and I got high level cinema, and I just wasn't. Yeah. So like, I feel like there's a lot of the film that I don't quite understand because I wasn't in my podcast analyzing brain mode. So a lot of it, I feel like thematically might have been going over my head, but there's no doubt. You see the quality all over the screen. You see the blocking's incredible. The goddamn, some of those shots, some of those, I don't know, man. The soundscape is incredible, which is important for a film called Noise, of course. That's vital.
Dude. The main character is from Beneath Hill 60?
Absolutely. That's probably the most important part. Probably the most important part. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. It took a little bit to not to see Avatar, man. The Avatar, bloody. What did he say? Bloody hell!
No chance. Is that the dude?
That's the annoying Aussie guy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. No, I didn't realize that was a Beneath Hill 60 dude.
Yeah. From Avatar. I'm not. Hang on.
Aussie guy.
Hang on. Am I wrong? Oh shit. Am I wrong?
No. You're right. I just remembered.
I thought I was right.
He's in the movie
from Beneath Hill.
Yeah, it's him.
Avatar. Yeah, it's him.
It's him in Avatar too.
You can see his face. It's him.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's him.
But no, it's human Shrek. That's who it is. We established this, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, wait, that's a Shrek.
Oh dear.
I hope Jaden's proud of me for watching it. Yeah, it's very, very good, no doubt.
8 out of 10. That's something.
It's honestly probably I'd have to maybe think about it more deeply and double check, but off the top of my head, it's the most high level cinema I've seen out of Australia. I would say the most. If Scorsese saw it, it'd be the most impressive Australian film he's ever seen.
You haven't seen
Aussie films are usually good.
That's not true.
Aussie films are usually good if they're not directed by an Australian director. Just saying.
What are you thinking of, Liam?
Oh no, that was a bit facetious, but he did. I think he watched what is it? The Wake and Fright, and he got like inspiration from that. And I think he said it was one of the best. I don't know. There was a line that he said that was like something like that. But
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy directed one of Chris Lilly's first ever shows. We Can Be Heroes. I didn't know that. This Matthew Seville guy that directed Noise.
Good for him, dude.
Yeah, Chris Lilly. Like, can we talk about him on the show? Will it get deleted if we bring up his name? Or
no, you've rated him out in plenty of times, and we've.
I forgot. Yeah, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, your favorite musical number, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shit, it was. Yeah.
Great memory there. Nice.
Thank you, Luke.
The official lawkeeper of Cinema Effect.
Yeah, see, you're embracing it. Nice.
He can be your attorney, Luke. Luke can be your attorney.
Yeah, I'll defend you. It's like, actually, my client never made these comments.
I think Zach edited them out. There's no proof.
Yeah.
All right. Now comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what was it again? What is your most memorable wild animal encounter?
No experience. No experience. Just encounter.
No, it's not experience. That we don't want to go down that road of what that implies, guys. All right, we've done this. Okay, thanks so much. Funnily enough, no one wrote in because we've got them live. We've got the two main culprits here live. Although Jaden, when we were together, Jaden refused to write into the show and gave us his answer in person.
What did he say?
Now this is the part where I would say what he said, but I don't remember what he said. Does anyone remember?
Oh Christ!
Monkeys in Japan or some shit.
Yeah, it was monkeys in Japan. Yeah.
And then he said something about them approaching him.
Yeah, because they weren't supposed to go to them or something, right? Yeah.
They had like a reputation.
Yeah,
for being a bit dodgy, I think.
Yeah,
he was hanging out with them. Okay.
Damn, it would have helped to be right.
And they were in a cafe and they were attacked.
Oh.
And then the animal rescue guys came, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then Jaden got rabies. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had to leave, and
the entire town had to evacuate and move.
That's how the coronavirus.
So. There was a massive. Oh god, you bet me by a second.
Yeah, and because remember, guys, he went at the end of 2019. Remember, so
yeah.
Many lives were ruined.
Yeah,
straight after.
Jane actually started the coronavirus.
Yeah,
he did.
Not Wuhan, China.
Yeah, Corona's actually Latin for Jaden. So
For real? Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I've always said that the authorities have been looking at the wrong place, looking at that Wuhan lab. They've always been looking at I've always said that, you know.
Yeah, the Americans, they just can't stop.
Oh my god.
Oh, dear.
All right, let's get to our own wild animal encounters. This is a hell of a question. You know, I'm very curious to hear what yours is, Luke.
Well, I had two, but then I've sort of realized that the question specifically says wild. So I sort of.
We'll give some leeway on that, but
because I remember very distinct. I'll give them because they're quite short. Very distinctly, I went to a friend's house, and I jumped their fence to like get into their backyard, and they had this little dog that like chased me and bit me on the bum, and I had to like jump back over the fence. So that's one. And then the second one was like, which it's a shame Jaden's not here because we could reminisce over it together. Actually, Liam sort of created a new encounter, so I guess there's two, and that's wild kangaroos. So when Jaden and I were driving back from Nick Cave, when we were going to that Airbnb, it was like 11:30, maybe midnight, and we were driving along this like rural like highway. And then there was this kangaroo just on the middle of the road that we had to sort of quickly slow down and sort of move to the side to avoid it. And then we spoke about it the next day because the next day we went to the coffee club to have breakfast. And so in the car park, we were sort of like, we just brought it up. He was like, you handled that quite like really well. I was like, yeah, we handled that well. I was like, if my sister was driving in that car, she wouldn't have stopped. She would have kept going, but she would have like been completely traumatized. But like after we like moved around it, we just kept driving, and we were like, "Oh, that was cool." So yeah, and then when Liam was driving us home from Cocaine Bear, there was another kangaroo,
and
it was like when we were coming in, it didn't bounce on the side of the road. Liam didn't see it, which was super scary. I was like, Jesus, did you see that,
I saw something
Liam?
in the corner of my eyes.
And you're like, what was that? I was like, dude, you're driving. You're meant to be able to notice this.
No, you're supposed to be. I mean, I was looking at the road, man.
Oh,
it was like on the side of the road somewhere.
Yeah, but anyway, what if there's a kid on the side of the road? You don't look at it. You just keep driving. You don't think, oh no, is it going to go on the road?
Like a bin or something.
Nah, it was hunched over, and then as we were driving, it sort of like leant up, but then it almost like flexed its arms. It like pushed its chest forward.
It was jacked.
And it almost was like showing us its muscles, and then it was just looking at us, and we drove past it, and I was like, oh my God, there's another kangaroo.
Maybe it was just a vision that you had because from your previous experience, it's trauma.
Nah. Because I saw it, and I was like, oh my God. And then you kept driving, and you didn't slow down or anything, and I was like, Jesus, Liam, let's go. Yeah.
So Liam's claiming he didn't see it, then...
It was definitely there.
It was definitely there.
I'm not crazy. I was crazy
I
once.
Think Liam might be tuning in to the drive rather than look at his surroundings.
Yeah, he was focused. He was focused on the road, not the potential dangers on the road, which,
I mean, okay.
That feels like a very Liam thing to do.
It's all right. We all got home safely, so that's what matters.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
That's scary, though. Congratulations.
As soon as Liam logged Cocaine Bear, I knew you were all safe.
Well, that's the thing. Like, kangaroos are just muscle. They're like, if you hit it with your car is totaled. It just completely and it especially if it's bouncing, you'll clip its bottom legs. It'll flip up and hit the windscreen, and it'll go through the windscreen because they're just so muscle and there's just such stocky creatures. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. For sure. Is that what we need to do in future, by the way, Andy? We need to check in if someone hasn't logged the film within, what do you reckon, an hour and a half? We need to give them a call and check on their safety?
Yeah, I haven't logged it.
Luke didn't log his, so I thought he was...
I'm dead.
You thought he was toast.
Yeah, plot twist, guys. I'm actually dead. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Andy, what is your most memorable wild animal encounter?
I just want to ask Luke, why did you log Cocaine Bear?
I was going to wait till the podcast.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Didn't want to spoil the answer.
Okay, yeah, true. You didn't have to give it a rating, though.
No, that's silly. I'm not going back and changing the rating. I'm a one and done kind of guy.
It's fine. It's so far into this. It's all good.
Yeah. I respect that.
No one's listening this far. We can say whatever we want.
Jesus Christ, careful. Don't tell that to Andy.
Oh, Christ. Andy, what is your most wild...
For the love of God.
Please tell us.
So if you meet this animal before, do something awkward with them 2 months later, does that count as an encounter or an awkward animal experience? That's what I've been questioning the whole time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so remember the New Year's Eve, I tried to grab your dog. One of them, I don't know what the names were, Chloe or Baby or some shit.
Your answer's about my dogs?
Sort of. I think you were all watching me.
What a wild animal.
Oh, wild animal. Oh, I can't
No, it's fine. It's fine. Go for it. Keep going.
Well, to be fair, all my weird animal encounters have all been dogs, behind fences as well. When I just walk past them, they just bark at you for no reason.
Oh, yeah. It's not.
But I feel like they're so one-noted answers, so I decided to give Zach's dogs a go.
Yeah, continue.
I think that when I grabbed him, you guys were like, no, don't grab him that way, don't grab him that way. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I think Zach took a hand of him, and to me that was an awkward experience or encounter.
I wasn't expecting to be the cause of your awkward experience, but okay.
Another awkward experience right there. I don't know what the exact question was. I can't remember, but if it's something weird and awkward, then it'll probably have to be that. Otherwise, I would have chosen another answer about dogs behind gates and fences.
Sure.
And I think Aiden just gave a cheeky response about me being racist as well, or me liking eating dogs or some shit. So he's not wrong there. I think I have a problem with dogs in general. I've eaten dogs in Vietnam before, so it's probably a sign. I think the last time I ate a dog was in 2019 in December in Vietnam.
If you were about to say in Wuhan, China.
Do you want me to wing that in? Or?
From that point on, dogs are either scared of me or want to scare me away. So It's common, but that's probably the closest I can get to an awkward or weird animal encounter.
Do you you do realize you're never coming back here, right? To this house. But...
I've been told this many times, and I still come back. It's just second nature.
You never admitted that you'd eaten dog before. Okay, all right, that's fine. All right,
it's a delicacy. What are you on about,
Liam? What about you?
Hey, it's a delicacy, all right? Like, don't be scared of your dogs. I won't eat them, but it's just a delicacy. Just
I don't know. They're pretty delicate. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Liam, the floor is yours now. Sorry.
Thank you. I don't really have anything. I think I came across a snake once when I was young. Can't really remember, but I mean, I've been chased by a dog, I guess, on a soccer pitch, like a big dog. But other than that, I don't have anything. Yeah.
Hey, well, that sounds interesting. What do you mean you're chased by a big dog?
Yeah, like on the sidelines of a soccer pitch.
Like German Shepherd, Greyhound. Like, what are we talking?
I don't know what the dog
like
was.
Like a Doberman or something?
It was a big one.
A Doberman or whatever?
Someone's dog was chasing me.
Great Dane.
Right.
Was it was Scooby-Doo? Was it like Scooby-Doo chasing you? That's a big dog.
I think it was a fluffier.
It was a small dog.
No, it was a big dog.
Oh, like a what's it called? What are those white ones? Husky. Like a husky or something?
Yeah, sure. I don't think it was white, but let's call it that.
Right.
To make you happy.
Just being sure. You haven't encountered any animals or dogs in Hong Kong, have you, Liam?
No.
What about did you see any rats when you were in America? In New York?
Oh.
Probably.
Oh, yeah, the giant.
Any giant-sized rats?
I think I got the classic, New York subway experience or some rats.
Oh yeah.
Did I see a rat eating pizza, or was that from a movie?
It might be from a movie.
Probably both. To be honest.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just think about your overseas experience, and then you'll find your animal encounter easily. I think.
Have you ever had a possum in your house?
No. For birds.
Just me. Yeah.
Birds. Alfred Hitchcock. The birds. Oh,
right.
Hang on. In primary school, we had what are those birds called when you go to the school
plovers.
oval and they plovers? Yes, those were the worst one.
Yeah.
Plovers,
getting swooped by plovers in primary school. Yeah,
that was the worst.
Had to move as a group. That's funny.
Your turn, Zach. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Probably the most memorable was actually I told Jake last night I was going to use this one, and then he made fun of me because it happened to him, and I was just there, so it's not really me. But it was.
Tell it though.
We were horse riding and sort of next to each other. Yeah, you can do the little picturing if you like. You can do the little actions.
No, I was going to say it.
Exactly, it's spot on. We're doing Gangnam Style, and we're horse riding and emus. By the way, emus are the worst, dude. We'd lost a war against these things. They suck. All right.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Emus literally, we're out there in the Australian wilderness, and emus ran out on the footpath in front of us, and this startled the horses naturally. And Jake's horse kicked up fully. Did the thing where it does the the 2-leg shit.
Yeah.
Entirely. Managed to stay on the horse. Somehow. Could have been real bad. And then the emus fucked off. That was quite memorable.
Whoa. Emus.
Is it true that emus can't walk backwards?
I don't know.
Is that why on the Australian coat of arms there's a kangaroo and an emu and they're both facing each other because they can't walk backwards?
I think the graphic designer just thought it'd be cooler if they were facing each other.
Yeah. I feel like that's...
No. Luke does raise a good point. He does raise a good point. Can't they walk backwards or jump backwards or run backwards?
Kangaroos can't move backwards.
Definitely not. Oh. Emus.
I don't think so.
What if they coordinate the space and they try to walk backwards? They would have to.
If only we had some sort of access to a worldwide web of information that we could Google things.
So Zach, your awkward encounter with an animal was an emu and a horse, or you were riding a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're not satisfied with that answer?
No, it's just I've never seen an emu in my life, so it's just a bit weird.
You've never seen an emu?
No, I've never seen an emu.
Oh, you're not missing out much. They're terrible.
Oh,
no, dude. Dude, I don't. People call out conspiracy theorists sometimes. People say that the dinosaurs are extinct People say that the dinosaurs died millions of years ago. Fuck that, dude. Have you ever seen an emu? That shit is a dinosaur. You know what I mean? The emu is just a dinosaur that walks the earth today. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit.
Would you start a war with an emu again, Zach?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
As always, we'd love you to submit your questions, thoughts, reviews for next week's film in the YouTube comment section. Send us a DM on Instagram or join the Discord server. This week, the specific question you'll be asking you is, which director would you want as a companion in the apocalypse? Let us know. Any filmmaker out there, who would you want to hang out with, survive with? Maybe for conversational purposes, for entertainment purposes, maybe for
Practical purposes,
applicable.
yeah.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was looking for. Survival purposes, exactly. So let us know what you think. That's it for this week's episode of Cinema Effect. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Fitzy, what are we doing next week, son?
We are finally doing The Last of Us, which has been on Foxtel or Binge in Australia.
Poor American audiences. Okay.
Is it worth watching all of it?
HBO Max or something.
Like in one go?
Yeah. You should.
You all watched it in one go?
It's worth playing it, but yeah. Sure.
Luke, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, no, okay. Just a question. Will this entire episode be uncut, so there's no music segment in between, or?
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, should I cut the music transitions this time? Just create the uncut times.
You've done it a few times.
Yeah, I think I will. Got
to make it presentable though. Like Luke said, you got to make it presentable.
How about this? Play them right now.
Cut. That's a wrap.
Thanks everyone.
Should be playing.
Thanks everyone for listening again. Thank you to all my wonderful guests, Luke, Andy, and Liam, for being here as always. You fuck off. Have a great rest of your week and goodbye.